Why, I've been half crazy when I found out that you've been in here, that you came back here after what happened last night. I rushed in after you.
I'm glad you didn't.
Stella, what is the matter with you? Answer me, what?
Blanche, please sit down and stop yelling.
Okay. I'll repeat the question more quietly now. How could you have come in here after last night? After what he did to you?
Oh, Blanche, I've forgotten how excitable you are. You're making much too much fuss about this.
Am I?
Yes, you are. I know how it must have seemed to you, and I'm awful sorry that it had happened, but it wasn't as serious as you seem to take it. In the first place, when men are drinking and playing poker, anything can happen. It's always a powder keg. He didn't know what he was doing. He was as good as a lamb when I came back, and he's very, very ashamed of himself.
And that makes it all right?
No, it isn't all right for anyone to make such a terrible row, but people do sometimes. Why, Stan's always smashed things. Why, on our wedding night, as soon as we came in here, he snatched up one of my slippers and went about the place smashing the light bulbs with it.
Did what?
Well, he grabbed up my slipper and smashed the light bulbs with the heel.
And you didn't run? You didn't scream?
I was sort of thrilled by it. Eunice, and you had breakfast?
Do you suppose I wanted any breakfast?
There's some coffee left on the stove.
Stella, you're so matter-of-fact about it.
What other can I be? He's taken the radio to get it fixed. It didn't land on the pavement, so only one tube was smashed.
And there you are, standing there, smiling.
What do you want me to do?
Pull yourself together and face the facts.
Well, what are they in your opinion?
In my opinion, you're married to a madman.
No.
Yes, yes. And your fix is worse than mine is. And you're not being sensible about it. I'm going to get out there. I'm going to make a new life for myself.
Yeah?
Yeah. But what you're doing is not sensible. You're not old. You can still get out.
Blanche, I'm not in anything I want to get out of.
What? Stella?
I said I'm not in anything I have a desire to get out of. Look at this mess in this room. They drank two cases last night. He promised me this morning that he was going to quit having these poker parties, but you know how long such a promise is going to keep. Oh well, it's his pleasure like mine is movies and bridge. People have got to tolerate each other's habits, I guess.
I don't understand you. I don't understand your indifferences. Is this some kind of new Chinese philosophy you've cultivated?
Is what? What?
The shuffling and mumbling about the room, mess in the kitchen, broken beer bottles, as if nothing out of the ordinary has happened. Are you deliberately shaking that thing in my face?
No.
Well then stop it. Put it down. I won't have you cleaning up after him.
Then who's going to do it? Are you?
I?
No,
I?
No, I didn't think so.
Let me think, if only my mind would function. We've got to get a hold of some money. That's the way out.
I guess that money's always a nice thing to get a hold of.
Listen, I have an idea of some kind. Do you remember Shep Huntley?
No.
Of course you do. Shep Huntley. I dated him back in college and wore his pin for a while. Well, I ran into him over the Christmas holidays. You know, I went to Miami.
No.
Well, I did. I took it as an investment trip, hoping I'd meet somebody with $1 million.
And did you?
Yes, I ran into Shep Huntley. I ran into him on Biscayne Boulevard on Christmas Eve, climbing into his car. Cadillac convertible, must have been a block long.
I would think that would have been inconvenient in traffic.
You've heard of oil wells?
Yes, remotely.
He has them all over Texas. Texas is literally spouting gold in his pocket.
My.
And you know how I feel about money, how indifferent I am. I just think about what money can do for you. But he can shop.
What kind of shop?
Oh, a shop of some kind. He could do it with half of what his wife throws away at the races.
He's married?
Honey, wouldn't I be here if the man wasn't married? Now let me see. How do I get to Western Union? Hello? Operator? Western Union.
That's a dial phone, honey.
What? I can't dial.
Just dial O.
Oh?
Yes, O for operator.
Give me some pencil, piece of paper. Oh, I've got to write it down. The message. Let's see. Darling Shep, sister and I are in desperate situation.
I beg your pardon?
Sister and I are in desperate situation. Would you be interested in? Direct appeals will get you nowhere.
Darling, don't be so ridiculous.
No, but I've got to think of something. I've got to. Please. Please don't laugh at me, Stella. I have a plan for us both.
Will you stop taking it for granted that I'm in something I want to get out of?
I take it for granted that you have sufficient memory of Belgrade to find this place and these poker players impossible to live with.
I think you're taking entirely too much for granted.
I can't believe you're in earnest.
No?
Stella, I want you to look in the contents of my purse. 65 measly cents in the realm.
Stan doesn't usually give me a regular allowance, but this morning he gave me $10 just to smooth things over. Here. You take 5 of it, Blanche, and I'll keep the rest.
No, Stella.
No, I know how it helps your morale, just having a little pocket money.
No, please, I'll take it to the streets.
Talk sense. How did you happen to get so low on funds?
Money goes. It just goes places. Gotta get a hold of Bromo today.
I'll fix you one now.
No, please, I have to keep thinking.
I really wish you would just let it go, at least for a while.
Stella, I can't live with him. You can. He's your husband. But how could I stay here after last night, after what happened, with just these curtains between us?
Blanche, you saw him at his worst last night.
On the contrary, I saw him at his best. What such a man has to offer is animal force, and he gave a great exhibition of that.
After you've rested a while, you'll see everything's going to work out. You don't have to worry about anything while you're here. I mean, expenses.
Stella, this is the way I see it. A man like that is someone to go out with once, twice, 3 times the devil is in you. But to live with, to have a child by?
I told you, I love him.
And I tremble for you. I just tremble.
I wish you would stop trembling. If you insist on trembling, I can't help you.
May I speak plainly?
Yes, as plainly as you want to, Blanche.
Well, forgive me, but he's common.
Well, yes, I suppose he is.
Suppose? You just suppose that any part of gentleman is in his nature? No. Not one particle, no. There's something subhuman about him. Something ape-like. Something that I've seen in those anthropological studies. Yes, it's like thousands and thousands of years have rushed right by him, and there he stands. Stanley Kowalski, survivor of the Stone Age. Stella, whatever it is this dark march we're coming towards, please don't hang back with the brutes.
Hey, Stella!
Oh, yes, Stanley?
Stella?
Hi, Stella. Blanche back?
Yes, she's here.
Hi, Blanche.
Looks like you got under the car.
Them darn mechanics at Fritz's don't know their O came from third base.
The same